Hello everyone. So today I pulled 3 cards for you from my anime deck, and I ended up pulling 2 of the Threads of Fate Oracle, the Ascendant edition. So let's see what we have here. We have the 3 of Swords, we have the 4 of Cups, and we have the Ace of Wands. I just want to say I'm sorry. You know, I don't normally take the 3 of Swords. A lot of people see this card as the Heartbreak card. In this case, I feel like it's true. It doesn't always have to mean that. Those 3 swords can represent a lot of different things. 3 can be about third party. It can be about collaboration with others, you know, teamwork. 3 can be a crowd, let me tell you. Be a third wheel. Think about all the ways that 3s can affect us. But the 3 of Swords here, like, I feel like somebody was trying to start something, like a relationship. I'm sorry you're hurting. Oh, and as a reminder, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Like, this message could be for you, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the whole message, sometimes it's only a partial message. Just take what applies, and the rest don't even worry about. That's for someone else. For those of you that found this video, the 3 of Swords here is clearly speaking like, you know, you see the division between the 2 people, male and female here, and it seems like, you know, they are completely, the heart is penetrated. So it's, for me, it's like severing heart, mind, and soul, you know. I don't know about soul, but if you think about the the physical and the emotional and the mental, it has been separated here. There is no more, those are the 3 things that I personally believe that make a relationship. When you have a intellectual connection, when you have an emotional connection, and then it's always good to have that physical connection. All 3 are important, but you need to have mostly all 3 of them to have a really good connection, in my belief, in my opinion. Some people won't agree with me, but a lot of people these days, it seems like they just want a quick, cheap, you know, kind of physical connection, and that's it. They don't really want anything more. There's some people who are drawn to others that are very intellectual, and then there's some that connect on an emotional level. You get that emotional attachment. So you just got to be careful about it. I feel like somebody here, obviously, you probably met someone that made you feel all 3 pretty strongly. So, you know, you met them and they stimulated you intellectually, mentally, and then maybe you shared with each other, you got to know each other, and there was that emotional connection, right? And that physical connection came along, and then you found yourself attracted to them. Unfortunately, what I see here is this relationship didn't work out because you were rejected. The 4 of Cups is kind of like that boring, like, you know. You notice there's a wall here. The 2 people on the side, they look kind of like twins, but the way I view this is that this is the same person, and it's just 2 sides of themselves. It's the side of them, like, this is like their heart and mind connection. So the way I look at these 2 individuals is like, one is the heart, one is the mind. Apparently they came into the alignment, but against the relationship. So at one time, they may have been on the other side of this wall where the fire is. Fire is that desire, that passion, that attraction. That fire is like the spark that brings 2 people together. It literally is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a spark. It can be a spark of creativity, but in this case, it's a spark of passion. That spark when you meet somebody and you flirt a little bit and you start to feel something, you're like, oh, I like this person. That's that, it's that ignition of fire, you know. And that's what starts the whole process of 2 people liking each other. Sometimes it's one-sided. In this case, I think it started out being mutual, but for whatever reason, this person, they aligned their head and their heart together and realized they're on the wrong side of the wall here. There's nothing going on over here. It's bland, it's boring, it's plain. They don't feel the fire. They're not feeling that same excitement for you, that passion or attraction. And this isn't to say to make you feel bad, of course. No, I've been there. I can relate. I understand. And I'm still sorry because it sucks. And it can be a painful feeling when you realize that someone is going to ghost you or they're not interested but for those of you going through it, yeah, this is just a fact of life. Please know that this isn't you. Don't take it personally. It's just a matter of something was missing for this person. This happens. You can find everything in one person, and then you start to go forward and you start to date and maybe have a relationship. Maybe you don't even make it that far. This could have been two people dating. You probably didn't even have a relationship with this person. I'm going to say it's not for everyone, because some people, like, I dated someone for 2 months and it felt so good, and then this happened. And then there's some people who actually had relationship. I've had a relationship that went well for years, but then, something is always missing. And I feel like there's a blockage. This wall is blocking the fire. So this wall is kind of indicative, like in this image, of something that it's blocking them. There's something missing in your relationship. If it's missing for them, there's probably something missing for you too. So while you're processing your feelings over this relationship and over this person, kind of think about, was there ever things that you didn't like about them? Anything you didn't like? Was there something you didn't agree with them, with ideology or, belief systems? Maybe you didn't agree on believing in the same thing, or maybe there's something they did that drove you nuts. I don't know. Like, you liked them every way and you thought you could put up with it and you were willing to see past it, but sometimes people can't. And maybe this is just a sign that they figured out that there's something missing and they decided that to end it or to disappear, or however they decided to end it. But it's over because they walked away one way or the other. And you're left feeling a certain kind of way, and you have every right to process your feelings, let it all out, eat that tub of ice cream if you want, whatever you do to get out. If you need to journal or to go take a walk or whatever it is you do that. Make sure that you have a good support system, that you lean on friends and family if you need to. They'll have your back. They're going to watch out for you. They're going to show you all the love that you feel like you're missing, but you're not. If this person wasn't capable of loving you and they were missing something, it never would have worked out long term. And eventually you might have been dissatisfied with the whole relationship and you would have chosen to maybe walk away yourself. They did you a favor. So, because you deserve better and you were going to find better. Not to say that this person is bad or anything like that. They're just fine on their own. But you deserve someone who's going to meet you mutually. And they're going to, someone who is going to fan the flames of that passion, and they're going to want you as much as you want them. They're going to love you as much as you love them. And that person exists out there. It just wasn't this person. But you know what? Wherever there's a person like this, the next one coming along looks like it's going to be passion. Because now you have an Ace of Wands. This right here is an opportunity. It is a new beginning, a new spark, which tells me that once given enough time, I don't know, depending on how long you dated this person or with this, if you feel a certain way, you have got to process your feelings first. Make your peace with it. Let that healing happen and then let it go. Once you release it, you're going to be ready to get back out there, and that Ace of Wands is waiting for you. So somebody is waiting to spark with you out there, and this one is going to be great. You're going to be happy with this one. Just make sure when you meet somebody, I'm not promising that you're going to have like the perfect love. There's always somebody to meet. So unless you end up having like a divine connection with somebody that is like a soul connection or something like that, I do believe in those. I do think they're rare though. And sometimes you'll know it. You will know it if it happens. There are signs out there and you'll start seeking answers if that's the case. But that doesn't mean like we're people, we're human beings, and we're still going to meet and want to date each other. There's still going to be relationships. You don't have to have a special soul connection to love someone, to be together. So, this is just the honest thing. It would be nice to meet that person, but it may not be in the cards in this lifetime for you. If it is, great. But, for me, before I met anybody I knew was a soul connection, 40 years has gone by before I even learned of this. So, some of us bloom late in life sometimes, and, don't wait forever for that. I went through my fair share of like trying to date, and I've only had a few relationships in life, but I was looking for that right person. Just make sure that they have the right personality, the sense of humor, they make you laugh. Make sure they have the right qualities, that they treat you right. Look for those green flags in these people that you date. And when you met it, and they can communicate, they can compromise, that they're going to treat you right in the best of times and the worst of times, that's going to be a keeper. There are good people out there, so don't group them all together. Don't give up. Don't get bitter. It will happen. This sucked, but guess what? There's a new spark on the way. So don't give up. I have 2 of these oracle cards here for you. One, I'm going to put this over here. This is the void. This is the void. It's complete darkness. This is kind of how you feel right now. This is basically what this tells me, is that you're kind of in a black hole. Yeah, you're sad right now. You're feeling dark. You're feeling down, depressed about it. You know, listen to the sad love songs if you need to. Journal about it. Write poetry. Find an outlet that makes you feel better. Sometimes exercise does too. But if you don't, just walk. Walk and listen to music. I find that helps me tremendously. So I'm hoping that you will find what works for you and allow those thoughts to flow. Allow those feelings to flow. Cry if you need to. Yell if you need to. You know, go to one of those places where you can beat the crap out of like a car with a bat, and then you can smash windows and break plates and stuff. I mean, that would be a good way to just get out the anger and the aggression, because you're going through a process there. You really like this person, so you've got to go through the process. But once you do, you're going to find your peace again. You're going to be healed. Give it a little time, and you'll be ready to find that spark. But the void, this is what you're going through now. But here's some confirmation for you. I have power. Look at this one. This looks like an Ace of Wands to me. So, because it's like a wand, and it has a crystal, and it has a glow about it. It doesn't have to be fire necessarily, but this card is called power. It's telling you, take back your power. This person, don't let this person's actions towards you or your feelings towards them allow you to wallow too long. I mean, you have every right to feel the way you do, and you have a right to take that time to grieve or however you want to process your feelings. That's fine. But don't stay there. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to stay in that place, because that just can lead to depression and other things. And, you know, there is somebody waiting out here. And I think that this is saying, take back your power, get back to being yourself. When you do, the spark awaits. And here's a crystal that seems to be sparking some type of light. I think it's the same thing as the Ace of Wands here. So that oracle card is just confirming that a spark is awaiting you out there. So don't give up. Sometimes, if you really think about it or allow yourself to sit in silence and in peace, you can feel into your timeline. You can feel like, you know what? It's not over. There's somebody else. Sometimes, if you pay attention to your psychic side, you can pick up that there is something better coming along. I always got this instinct that was the case with me. And sure enough, you know, I always felt like somebody else was coming along into my life. And I thought, well, there's hope. So hang on to that hope. I'm sorry you're going through this. I hope you feel better. And I hope that this helps you, gives you some confirmation that better things are on the way. Until next time.